Alright, we are looking at the KAT 16700 inline block heater, and there's my laser dot on it, and right now it's 104 degrees, 105, 108, 10, heating up quickly. Up here, 112 degrees. And over here, right there, it's 93 degrees. And as it runs into the block, you see the you can see that aluminum elbow right there with the laser dot. That is 58 degrees. So the problem with this thing is that, well, and then just to show you, we'll take a reading off the block over here. And that's 33 degrees. So the problem with this thing is that it needs a return line, and there is no return path for coolant to go from the block to the radiator other than the main radiator hose, and that's not going to happen because there's a thermostat in there at 195 degrees, and the block heater shuts off at 175 degrees. So you would need to come up with a way to circulate coolant back into the radiator hose ahead of the block heater and create a return path. And like one way you can do it is there is a if you look just below the rear left freeze plug, you see there's a threaded plug there, and that could be removed, and you could put a fitting in there and attach a hose to that, and you could route that up to the front of the radiator and get. I really do not like this phone sometimes. So if you carefully look through here, you can see there should be another plug adapter in here too, if I can get in there. But somewhere on this side of the block there should be another adapter to plug in and get water out of it. And then what you would do is come up here to the radiator hose. So you've got this radiator hose off the expansion tank, and then you've got this hose here, which that is the hose that goes up. There's the two lines that go to the oil cooler, and then right in between these lines there's a reducer, kind of like a flat disc with about a 1/2 or 3/4 hole in the middle of it, so water, a little bit of water can pass straight through, otherwise it's redirected through here to the oil cooler and back through there. I'm going to play my best heart surgeon here and thread a lighted probe video camera down through the radiator hose and show you how those two pipes that go to the oil cooler work. Here you see the hole on the side there. That is in the side after the radiator. You see that reducer ring in there is toward the radiator, and also inside of that reducer you see there is a the other pipe. So as water comes through the pipe and goes to the reducer, there's a slight pressure increase, and it forces water to go into that pipe that goes to the oil cooler. So now we are running a pipe down into the oil cooler, the pipe that sends to the oil cooler, and this is the hose that goes inside of that reducer, and you can just see the edges of the reducer there. Now we're going to pull it out, and we're going to go through into the pipe that is after the reducer, and you'll be able to just see the side of the reducer next to where the camera comes out through the pipe. So it's kind of an interesting system there to redirect water or coolant through the radiator system, cooling system. And so you can, we're all the way up there, but you can see on the right there is the ring of the reducer. So now we're going to pull out of that and we'll be done. But yeah, you can see how there's a pipe hose going to the reducer, and then it returns to the other side on a lower pressure and gets coolant through the system. And then we have our block heater is positioned here, and so that is a good spot for it because it's at the bottom of an upward flow to the pipe. But although it's heating water here and sending it up, there's nowhere for it to circulate. So it just goes up, kind of accumulates, and that's all it does. So what would have to happen is to route a pipe from that plug back there and over here to get both sides of the block, and then you could splice in here and run the hose into a side inlet 5/8 hose, and then you would have a return path where the water goes up and through the block and then comes back out through those two plugs. But I don't know if that would work all that well either. So I just cannot recommend this. I would recommend, if you're getting an inline block heater, that you get one that has a propeller in it, something to pump water. So, okay, well, and I'm not going to worry about removing this. I'll just let the next person deal with it. It's not going to encumber the flow in any way. It's 1 3/4 inches, so, and then it's a solid hunk of aluminum, so it just isn't going to do anything. So there you go, Cat 16700. There's probably other things where it will work, but the F250 5.4 liter just isn't one of them. All right,